What's going on, good people? Larry Ridley here, live here on Esports Extras, the only live call-in sports show on Twitch. Sports show talking esports and traditional sports on Twitch. You can catch us here on twitch.tv/compete forever. Also on Mixer, mixer.com/compete forever. YouTube, youtube.com/compete forever. And also on Facebook, facebook.com/gaming/compete forever. Compete being compete, the number 4 and ever, as we get started here on a Wednesday here, a beautiful day here, May 27th, live here on Esports Extra, 877-853-5247. The meeting ID is Esports Extra. That's 377-678-9872. Got a great show for you today, guys. We're going to be talking about the NFL. Will they have full stadiums this year? We'll get into that with the National Football League, National Hockey League, the latest proposal they have on the table and what they're looking at as far as a format. The WNBA making some news as well. Salary cap implications. We'll talk about that with our resident two-time WNBA champion, Renee Montgomery. Shea Hillenbrand joins us live here on the show, the former Major League Baseball All-Star. We'll get his take on what's going on with Major League Baseball, and it's getting dicey, guys. The players are not happy with this latest proposal that came down yesterday. We'll see how they respond. Also, Michigan, University of Michigan, the president making some news as well. Maybe no football. We'll tell you why and if that even makes any sense. You know I'm going to talk about down south where they play football at for real in the SEC. So we'll see what happens with the University of Michigan. Also, that other school south of Michigan in the state of Ohio. OG knows about that a little bit. New York pro teams are allowed to return. We'll get into that. The XFL. I thought they were done. I thought they were in bankruptcy.
Don't call it a comeback.
maybe we'll see. Tyson versus Tyson. No, not Mike versus himself. We'll talk about that with Fury versus Iron Mike. Esports. Is that a cheating scandal in This is what we're doing on esports. We're making news because we're cheaters.
Y'all want to be a real league so bad.
We'll talk about that and the apology we heard from this young man. Also, the NBA 2K League. We'll get the latest updates from OG. A big game last night from Mama. I'm that man. We'll get into some of that. Compete Forever Madden League starting to wind down here with the season 51. And also Compete Forever, of course, on the Black News Channel, dedicated news channel. It's like CNN for blacks as far as targeting the African-American audience. A great news channel. They're going to be airing a lot of our programming on there. We just signed a deal, licensing deal with them. We'll get into that and let you know the latest on those dates. All right, let's bring in the crew. As they are always, they are here.
We're here.
Yes. Oh, you heard her. She's in here. Hey, where's your son at? I did this for him today.
What?
Warriors. You said that was a squad.
Oh, and he's not here right now.
I did it specifically for him.
Well, I mean, he's not right here. So if he's watching, he did that for you, little guy. Yeah, I say you popping out here.
Ever since I could remember, I've been popping my collar. Popping my collar.
Yes, sir. What's up?
What's up, Renee Montgomery?
I may or may not have missed you guys over the weekend. I'm ready to go.
I think you did miss us because when you bring it up, you were telling us the true feeling. You did miss us. I know you did. It's okay.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna put it out there too. We missed you. You know, we did.
Yeah, I did.
Like, this is a fun thing. I'm like, I'm about to go hang out with the broskies. Look at Coach K up there.
What is that? I hate when people do that.
But people couldn't see him, so you didn't have to put Coach K on blast.
He's making the Care Bear heart.
Heart.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So we got OG Ivan Curtis as well, the OG King Kurt, head coach of the Brooklyn Nets gaming crew, and the gym. We got a game week this week, baby.
Hey, we definitely do.
We in there.
Friday, 7 p.m.
Friday, 7 p.m. We're Brooklyn. You're going to see him Friday on Twitch and the ESPN app. We'll get into that. All right, let's get started, guys. We've got Shea Hillenbrand. He'll be joining us here in about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll talk to Shea Hillenbrand coming up. All right, let's talk first topic, the NFL. Troy Vincent, the vice president, he talked about, look, the NFL, we saw it. The draft went down. We saw the schedule release. Nothing has changed. They're going full steam ahead. Now, the expectation is the NFL will have full stadiums. I don't see how that's possible, but that's the expectation. What say you guys that they're actually, this is on the brain in the NFL right now? I guess you got to admire, like, look, man, don't stop until you get enough, right?
Listen, I told you that if Ohio State let 20,000 people in there, there will be 20,000 people. If they let 50, it'll be 50. So that's why I think people are if the leagues allow those people in there, people will go. So that's why it's on the leagues to kind of make picking them out, or are you going to social distance, are you not? But it's on the leagues because I just judging by how Atlanta is handling everything, I think people will be in the stands. I
Mm.
think it will be full. If they
You,
let it be full, I think it will be. I
you
think it will.
you can't have 70 or 80,000 people, OG, in a stadium right now. You can't. If you can't get your hair cut, you can't have 80,000. If you can't go to a gentleman's club or do some outreach, as we like to say, it could be forever, or go to a bar, how you going to have 80,000 people, OG? Can you explain that to me?
Nah, I don't know about 80,000, but I agree with the logic though. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not surprising from the NFL or it being football related. You know, it's one of our most grittiest sports. I mean, and more of our barbaric sports, more tough guys. I mean, so it's not surprising that how they're looking at it and going forward. I don't. I think whatever limitations they put on it, people are going to pay that ticket and show up without a doubt.
Now, and you foresee, a full stadium. Look, I think you might have
I
some
don't
fans.
think a full
Look,
stadium
I
because
don't
I
think
don't
a
think they
full
will.
let's see,
stadium.
no, that was the story that their expectation is we're going to have full stadiums this season. I'm like, I
But
don't
you got
see
to
that.
remember, as somebody in the media, they release it to the media to see. These are fillers. So first they release, they're only going to put a third, and people are like, "Oh yeah, that's nothing." So then they're
So
like,
these are
"Oh,
little trial balloons, like they do in
oh,
politics. We call
yeah."
those
They're
trial
just
balloons.
yeah. So they're floating them all out to see the outrage, and they're going to like, "All right, we can't have it full." They said a third is too little, so let's have it somewhere 60% full. Like these are fillers. Like they can't expect to have a whole bowl full. Like I don't think that's realistic.
Right. I agree
Uh,
with that. Yeah. I mean, and the feel. I mean, yeah, to see the reaction, see how everything is going to take place. I definitely agree with that.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think the Dolphins were the first team. We saw what the Steelers did. They only sold half the tickets of their allotment. I think, which is smart because you can always get more demand, right? You can create
Exactly.
pent up demand. But I like what the Dolphins did. Basically, they said, look, we're expecting about a quarter full stadium. We hold about 60, 65. We're going to sell 15 to 20,000 tickets. 15,000 will be right at a quarter from 60,000. And they're going to have a certain system to allow fans to come inside the stadium and access it. So I think they're doing it smartly. I wish the other teams would kind of get on board. Like, look, let's look at the realistic expectations here.
Yeah.
You guys are lucky if you even play. Like, you can't go
Yeah.
from,
But
oh, we
that's the
might not
thing.
play. Oh, nothing has happened here. Nothing
I
to see
mean, they
here.
they get an adequate amount of time though to test their logic and thinking on it. I
Yeah.
mean, they don't start till later. I mean, they'll get a chance to go through the actual summer period, the warmer climates, and see the reaction with the virus and how close we are and coming up with a vaccine of some sort. But I mean, they get a nice trial period to see what actually happens with other sports, and then finally get to them and see how they truly are going to handle it.
Yeah. Last thoughts, Renee?
Yeah, I think they do have the luxury of time. Excuse me, but I'm also with you in a sense that like right now time is of the essence, and I think you have to nail down the NFL maybe should say no one can fill the bowl more than 70%. Like just keep it simple to where people understand, all right, it's not going to be completely full, but there needs to be some type of parameters put on something.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of like it's a lot of refunds too. I mean, if you're the NFL, look, I mean, it is just a refund, but that's another headache. That's
Are they
like
giving
I'd
refunds?
rather.
Because I found out
Oh,
that some people
you're gonna have to. You can't take my money and not
ooh,
be
I
expected to.
think maybe you should talk to some WNBA fans because
Ooh.
not everyone's giving out refunds. So there's that aspect too. So I don't
Yeah.
know how that's
Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave that one alone right there. We love the WNBA, but WNBA, y'all get my money, you get my card. You can get I don't get my product, you're gonna give my money back. I mean, it's just that simple. Let's move on to the National Hockey League on ice. We'll talk some ice capades here. The NHL, they talked about that playoff format, 24 teams. Looking at two bubbles right now, definitely we'll probably get one in Vegas. Speaking of Vegas, Vegas and the Bruins right now seen as the top two to win the Stanley Cup this year. Bruins have been very good recently. I was there in 2011 when they won the title, went to the finals in 13, and I believe last year, and lost as well. So they've been a dominant team over the last 5 to 10 years. But there's some issues with Canada, though, because of the way the border is and the quarantining and things of that nature north of the border. They might have to take one of those hub cities and bring it here to the United States. So there's still some process here to be worked out here. Just what are you guys' thoughts on that? And no regular season. They're talking just straight into the playoffs for the NHL. So get your thoughts on this new proposal, the format for the NHL. We'll start with you, Renee.
Yeah, I think it seems like they're going further apart in the sense of the players are not happy. It's hard. I don't with baseball, see, I don't know how it works. So I know on the NBA side, they have to have 70 games and complete their local contracts. Are their local contracts already completed? Do they not have those? Because I know you have players like Damian Lillard who would want the NBA to go straight into the playoffs. He doesn't want to go play those 7 games. So I think you're going to have players on each side of the coin. If you're at the bottom of the barrel, no, I'm not coming back for 7 games. Like, come on, y'all got it. But if you're a player that y'all's team could be good, they've been off 2.5 months, the MLB in particular. So you want those 7 games, even if they are regular season games, you want as much practice as you can get.
Yeah, with the NHL, we're talking National Hockey League here, Ivan. You look at it. I mean,
I
I
meant
sort of
that's what I meant. The
yeah,
National
yeah.
Hockey League has been out they've been out more than 2.5 months
Yeah,
is what
since
I was saying.
everything shut down May 11th, 12th, 13th. That's when everything went down. So, Ivan, you look at this with the NHL. I'm on board with this. 24 teams. Now those teams that were close in the standings because they all had what 11, 12, 13 games left, or at least well, I think 7 to 10 games left. So now it kind of okay. Everybody's going to get in that was close to the bubble. Now the other teams get ready, do the draft sometime next month or in July in the NHL, and you can just worry about 2020-21 season. But the 24 teams, I do like that. 4 extra teams on each side.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my theory of the day is that if you're gonna quote unquote have to risk your health during this time to compete,
Sure.
make everything meaningful. Like, no, we don't need the wasted games or anything like that. I mean,
Hmm.
so I'm definitely for it. Jump right, get right into the playoffs, and then that time. I mean, like you said, for them being off that longer period of time, it even makes more sense that if you're going to have to play games, make all of them meaningful and make them count.
Yeah, but what
Yeah.
about a league like us where we haven't started? So how
That's
do
the
you make
difference. That's the difference. You guys haven't started. That's totally different. You're right about that.
that is different, but we're all kind of so our timeline is almost the same. You know what I mean? In the sense that we've run through MLB seasons. I mean, I keep saying that we run through the same
NHL.
seasons.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we run through the same seasons as the NBA. So although I'm saying that because I'm WNBA and I'm curious, what would your thoughts be for a season that hasn't started that we'll probably finish the same time as the NBA for somebody that has started their season. So what
We're going to get into that.
oh,
You guys are coming up now with the salary cap, but I want to bring in. We'll come back to the WNBA. You are a resident
okay.
WNBA player. We're definitely going to talk about that, guys. You're watching Esports Extra here live on Twitch, twitch.tv/compete forever, on Mixer, mixer.com/compete forever, YouTube as well, youtube.com/compete forever, and on Facebook gaming, facebook.com/gaming/compete forever. Let's go ahead and bring in former two-time Major League Baseball All-Star. He was in Boston
Hey.
right before I got there. I got to Boston late '06, but Shea Hillenbrand was a two-time Major League Baseball All-Star. Shea, good to have you here on Esports Extra. Thank you for joining us, kind sir.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Hey, like I said, I got to Boston in 2006. So you were gone, I believe, in Boston, what, 2003 maybe? So you were there right before they made that ascent to the, ALCS in '03, and then, of course, the epic comeback and winning that first World Series for the first time since 1918 up in Boston. What was your time like playing with the Red Sox, and can you park the car, and have you been to Dorchester?
Here's a guy that grew up in LA, a diehard Dodger fan, and didn't know much about East Coast baseball until I went to Boston. And when I left Boston, it was kind of like a divorce for me. It was very, very unfortunate because I was a blue nose player, like this red nose, blue collar. I think I fit well in the city with the way I played the game, and it's like a huge family. So I totally believe that was my third season in the major leagues. After leaving Boston, I swear that once I left there, my career was over. Everything went downhill from there because a part of me died when I left.
Holy cow. Boston,
Dang.
the Fens, Fenway Park,
Boston,
that city has the effect
goodness.
on. Look, Shay, I moved there. I was there for 6 years. Two of my last two kids of my four kids were born there. And to this day, Boston, I live in New Jersey and I work here in New York City. But to this day, Boston still has a part of me. That city has an effect on you when it comes to just the
Wow.
fans and the way they one thing they people in Boston love, they love their athletes and they love their TV personalities. Those are the A-list celebrities in that town. That's why I love Boston because I was a big star there. People love you, and I can see why, Shane, that you love Boston. Did you think they were World Series caliber by the time you left?
Oh, absolutely. And I was the first person through FC never traded. Totally understand it because I was the only one in the team tradable. Everybody else was who was legitimate were locked up in contracts, and I was the first guy that through FC never traded. And then I feel horrible for Nomar Garciaparra because he left right after in July of
Yep.
'04. Right before they won. And Nomar was like the face of the organization between him and Pedro. And everybody's like, oh, at least he got a ring. The ring doesn't mean anything. You want to be down in the thick of things, winning it, celebrating with the fans, the family. That's what it's about.
Yeah, we're talking here with Shea Hillenbrand, major league player, a big league player, played almost 10 seasons in the show. Two-time Major League Baseball All-Star, made it with the Red Sox, I believe, in 2002. Also, again, with the Blue Jays. So you went to the AL East. You stayed in the AL East. Wanted to get your thoughts on current day Major League Baseball, Shea. We saw the proposal that the owners had out to the players. Players not happy with that proposal. What did you see in that proposal? I do know that some of the big stars that make over $20 million taking a pretty big haircut there. What do you make of this latest proposal by Major League Baseball to the union?
It's unfortunate, and me as a player, even now, I've been asked that question, as of today by people, and I can't relate. I'm out of the game. I haven't been in the game. I don't know how I would respond as a player in the game right now, but I know how much baseball is needed right now for, not only the United States but the world. I think it'd be great for people, but we live in a fantasy world. It's so hard to talk to us. Major League Baseball has the strongest players union out of any professional sport, the major sports, and then you're going up with owners who are billionaires for a reason. They're really good business people, so you got to battle there every time you come up against that. It's a challenge but ultimately at the end of the day, the fans are the ones that suffer through this process. But as for the players, I don't know. I mean, I was making $6.5 million my last year playing, and,
That's a
and
pretty
I
good
worked
coin,
very
Shane.
hard to get. I
You can buy
got very hard. I
groceries.
worked very hard to get to that point, but and if I had to give half of that up, I don't know. It's just I can't give my opinion because I'm just removed from the game.
Well, I was going to ask you that. If it was you and you were playing today, honestly, how would you deal with that? I mean, we're all going through this. I know at our station at SNY, we just laid off an on-air person and we got rid of a show or two. So this is the new normal. Everybody's kind of going through this. How would you deal with it if you were a player and you were saying? And they said, look, I mean, we already back in March they already gave some concessions with the prorated salaries. What if they come back and want more? How would you react if it was you and you were playing today in 2020, Shay?
And then I guess the thing is too is what comes to my mind is that as a single player, you don't have a choice. It's a whole unit, right? It's like 800 players. So like regardless of what you have, it's what the union decides, and the union is going to do what they deem best for the players as a whole. So myself, I mean, would you want to play for in my position 3 million or play for 0 million? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it just doesn't make any sense at all. So at the end of the day, you got to make as much money as you can while you're playing because your time there is so short as a player. I mean, my last year was 2007, and it seems like a lifetime ago. And it's such a small portion of a person's life being a Major League Baseball player. So you got to make as much money as you can as you're there because you never know what tomorrow's going to be.
Shay, let me get this question to you real quickly. If you are the players, and how do you think the players will counter? Because the union, of course, will counter this proposal, this latest effort. How should they sort of counter this? I think, and I've been reading this, and I sort of agree with this. I think I don't know if it's intended, but there are some unintended consequences, if you will. It looks like the players are kind of being pitted against each other, the haves and the have-nots. The lower end players, which make up, a large percentage of the players, they're not getting as much of a haircut. It's the higher dollar players that are getting their haircut. So how does the union sort of deal with that dichotomy there, Shay?
It's difficult, and you're seeing it now. There's players are coming out saying that they won't play because it's a safety concern or whatever, it's just all I know is Tony Clark is the head of the union, and I played with Tony Clark in Boston, and he by far is probably the best stand-up character person player that I've probably ever played with the utmost respect for him. So I know the union's in great hands. It's just a matter of they'll figure it out. They'll figure something out at the end of the day. They'll get something done because both sides wants to be able to accomplish that. But most importantly, there's so many players that are lost. There's so many players that sell their soul to the game, and that's where my heart is right now, is to help service those guys and help them out through that aspect, because you give up so much as a human being to be able to perform at that level that so many people, especially fans, don't really deal with. So I'm in the corner of those players to help them survive as people, more so than Major League Baseball players.
Now we're talking here to Shea Hillenbrand, former Major League Baseball All-Star. Shea, got Renee Montgomery on the show with me today, two-time WNBA champion. Renee, any questions for Shea?
Yeah, no, I was going to agree with that, because on this show, a lot I talk about like the player aspect mind of it, because as fans, everybody's like, yes, we want sports. And then it's like me, the player, I'm sitting here like, okay, so I guess I volunteer as tribute to go out there and play for the fans. So when you were saying people don't really think about the player aspect of it, and even when you said, if you're going out to, risk you can't put yourself in a position. It's so hard. I'm removed from it because our season hasn't started. So I just agree with everything you're saying, because it's hard to put yourself in a position where my season hasn't started and they're like wanting me to go do something that I don't know what's going on with COVID in general.
Absolutely, and it's hard, and I feel for you, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for you as a professional athlete right now. You can never do no right. You're in your own world, and it's almost like you have to brand yourself. You have to become an entrepreneur and make it through it and do the best you can for the whole situation.
Yeah. Ivan, any questions for Shea before we let him go?
Nah, it's pretty much on point with my thoughts about it. I think MLB players are basically the longevity players. They want the maximum amount of money that they're supposed to make, and like you said, most of the lower end players are taking a minimum cut, but it's the guys who put in the work and put in the time.
It's the Bryce Harpers, the Mike Trout, those guys.
So
yeah.
like, I mean, I think owners they doing what they lowballing, and I think it's going to be a back and forth until something's reached. But I think they have a number that they want to get to make things work. But they're going to lowball them first to see how it plays out.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Renee. I was going to ask one. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I just want to, if you like as a player, so they're saying the players might propose to play a longer season. Do you think that's a good solution, or do you think that the players shouldn't have to play a longer season to get their amount of money that they feel they're owed?
That's a challenging question. It's a great question to ask too, because baseball is 6 months, right? You have 5 weeks of spring training. You have a 6-month season. Then you have the postseason, which adds another month and a half on top of that. So very few teams end up playing in October. And then in doing that, you have such a shortened off season, and there's so much involved with preparing yourself and resting yourself in the off season, because we play every single day. So I think, maybe a modified postseason, maybe shortening that up because of the season. But all I know is, like I said, the Major League Baseball has the strongest players union out of any union out there. All of our contracts are guaranteed. But as a player myself, like I argue with my mom all the time. She grew up in the South, and she says, I don't understand why these players make so much money. But owners are making billions of dollars, and they're not
billionaires against billionaires. Exactly.
But unless they put a product in the field, and if they don't have players in the field playing, they ain't putting players in the seats. So it's all at the end of the day. It's all relevant. And I know baseball, they're very smart, like I said, with Tony Clark leading that union. And I know that owners, they're going to try to push and shove, try to play off the vulnerability of the players so they can leverage more money. And it's unfortunate because at the end of the day, like I said, as we know as athletes, the fans sacrifice. It's the fans that suffer.
Last question, Shea, before we let you run, and we thank you for joining us here on Esports
Yes,
Extra. Do you think there will be Major League Baseball this season? And are you still confident in that sort of timeline that we're hearing, somewhere around 4th of July weekend?
Yes, absolutely. I believe so wholeheartedly. I know some people, like umpires that are part, the top dog umpires, the word that they're getting is to start in July. I know that, just by this, every time an agreement is up with Major League Baseball, and the owners and the players. This happens all the time. Whether the players are going to strike, it's going to go the 11th hour. They're gonna give a little bit. They're gonna take a little bit. But at the end of the day, I know I feel 100% they are going to play. Yeah.
I'm with you. I work at SNY TV, NBC Sports here in New York, and we're the home of the New York Mets, and of course, our people are very optimistic internally. Some people that I've spoken with as well. So we hope that we will have Major League Baseball. Shay, I'll watch the Milwaukee Brewers. I'll watch the Toronto Blue Jays. I'll watch any damn team. Right now. Give me something
Yeah, right.
that I can latch on to, man. We really appreciate you, Shay. We'll reach out to you, man. I'd like to get you back on the show. We really appreciate your perspective, man. And sorry you didn't win that ring in Boston, man. That would have been great, man, in '04 to have that ring, huh?
That's all right. I'm super blessed. Like I said, right now I have 5 kids and I'm a cheer dad. I have 3 girls in competitive cheerleading, so I got to get to practice. So
Yes,
that's what it's
girl
about
dad.
now. So.
Yes, girl dad. I've got 3
Yes.
boys and 1 girl, so I'm a girl dad too. Shay, thank you. Get back to those beautiful girls, and we'll talk to you down the road, okay?
Thank you. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That is Shay Hillenbrand, big league third baseman, first baseman, 2-time Major League Baseball All-Star. Made it twice in, I believe, a span of 4 or 5 years, 02 and 05 when he was with the Red Sox and, of course, the Jays. Really appreciate his perspective. Guys, he's spot on right there. C.J. Wilson last week, and now Shay Hillenbrand had Nelson Figueroa on 2 weeks ago, and they had the first signs of a proposal with Major League Baseball. So 3 really good highbrow Major League Baseball players talking some smack and talking some nonsense into us, huh?
So I feel some type of way, and I'm just gonna get it out. I don't really like you calling other people 2-time. If they've won, okay, if they have won 2 championships, you can just say that he's won 2 championships. I don't really prefer you to throw around this 2-time everywhere.
No, but he hasn't really won anything. He's just a 2-time All-Star.
Yeah, but you said it with the same emphasis and
Oh, okay.
inflection in
So-
your tone as me, and I felt like, oh, that I just didn't like that. So yeah, just
I'll
throwing it
just
out
say-
there.
He's had 2 All-Star appearances.
I'll just say, joining us now on the phone, Shay Hillenbrand.
No, I need your same energy in your voice. But Shay has had 2 All-Star appearances. That's all. We can't just throw 2-time around everywhere. Everybody ain't 2-time.
Don't get too excited, right? Don't show him some love. We don't want to do that.
Okay, I like to get things out there in the open. So that was my takeaway from the interview.
What? Speaking of getting things out in the open,
Uh-oh.
can I put this out in the open?
What happened?
What up, Miss Snook and Diddy?
Yeah! They're watching! Hi, Snook and Diddy!
Snook and Diddy.
What up? Yes, I love that.
That's my sister from another mister right there.
And that mister is Diddy.
All right, let's keep it moving.
All right.
Hey, how you guys doing, Montgomery family? We love you guys. I went through the country roads. I went through West Virginia today on my way back from Nashville.
I'm glad you had safe travels.
I did.
Yeah,
yes. Right up 81. Yes, I did. Let's go back to the WNBA salary cap. I put this in last night. I know you guys were like, what's going on? Last night, the teams had to get under the salary cap. Is basically the story with the WNBA. What did that entail, though, Renee? It meant like
Yeah.
on the team right now.
Yeah, so it was a whole frenzy, and I already knew. So I kind of knew 2-3 weeks before that this was going to happen. But
you're the insider.
oh yeah, but I knew through a way I wasn't supposed to know. So I was gonna wait for it to hit the press. But the thing about it is, you have to have. We don't have a lot of money like the NBA and the different teams. So we had to get our rosters down to 12. So a lot of people were very confused with why do the rosters have to get down to 12? Well, we have to pay. You have to give 12 people insurance. You have to pay 12 people's salaries. If training camp happens and it's bubble, that's 12. So they're trying to minimize the amount of people that you basically have to pay for. It's kind of what a lot of the jobs are doing when they're furloughing people. A lot of people are getting laid off. The WNBA, this is no different in a sense that people were like, well, she just got drafted. It is unfortunate because a lot of the players that just got drafted essentially never even had a training camp and got cut.
Well, let me ask you this. You're not going to have any like high first round picks like Anescu. She's going to be on the Liberty. I don't think
Oh,
they're
yeah.
her.
No,
So what are you looking like? Second, third round picks or late round picks or any big name players? I guess any like first round picks? Did they get cut?
I mean, I saw a name I saw going around a lot was Taya Cooper, and I don't know if her name, because she's Dwight Howard's fiance, and so a lot of people, she's the one that has a big platform. So a lot of times, the bigger your platform, the more concerned people are. So I saw her name going around a lot, circulating a lot, because she's one of the players that got waived. but it's not a talent level thing.
Sure.
There's 12 spots, and if a coach played or used that player last year, maybe they're more familiar, more comfortable if they see the vision of the team one way and they feel like they might already have a piece. So there's many reasons why, but those rookies that got cut, it doesn't mean they're not good enough. I don't want people to be like, oh, well, I knew she couldn't. That doesn't mean anything. It just means had to get down to 12. This is the 12.
And you're in that 12, right?
I made it.
Okay. Just, I just clap it up.
Yeah.
Well, you know what though? In all honesty, I've been cut. So I and this is because players like me, in the WNBA, I've been a starting point guard. I've been an all-star, but I
Talk
still
your stuff, girl. Go
yeah,
ahead.
but that's not where the story's going because I also tried out for the USA team like half of my pro career, and I got cut every single time. So once I started to get cut, I looked at cuts different. So I was excited when I saw myself on that 12-player roster because I think about, the same way Diana Taurasi, even for the USA team, she's not excited about making it. She knows she's going to make it. So once I started getting cut, I look at all these cuts. So I get it. Like when I saw these players, like I get it because you feel like if you have, you have that feeling of you wish you could be on it. So I don't take a cut for granted ever now.
All right, Ivan, your thoughts? WNBA salary had some cuts yesterday, waived some players to get down to the maximum of 12 there. What are your thoughts on this, and what did you make of the other news when it came down? Like, cuts. Oh, what's going on with the WNBA? They got money problems.
It's one of those situations where, business is business. Of course, it's unfortunate, especially with like you said, no training camp, no, people. A lot of people didn't even get a chance to prove themselves. Like normal. So definitely, I'm sure it hurts, and I like to hear Renee's point of view, because like you don't hear it like thinking about getting cut. Like
people don't usually like to talk about that.
And I know, but like you use the example for the USA team, and like you not making it, but showing more gratitude and appreciation for being on that roster now, especially during a time like this. So like I said, it hurts. I'm sure for those players, because everybody had, aspirations of coming into the league and being a professional and being a part of the league, and then and being cut is a part of it, but under these circumstances, it's just tough.
All right, good stuff there. So we'll see about the WNBA. The season was supposed to start about 12 days ago, I believe May 15th. We do have a caller on the line. 877-853-5247. Meeting ID is esportsXTRA. That is 377-678-9872. Hit that pound button twice to join the show. Let's go ahead and take this caller. Caller, you're on the air. Is this BKP? Caller, you're on the air. This is esportsXTRA. Talk to us.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hello, baby. Baby, you called. I can't hear a thing.
Yo, what it do?
Who is this?
Baby?
This BKP?
BK.
Yeah,
Okay. What's up?
We're going to talk to you a little later, brother. 8 o'clock.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's the esports segment. We got other things to talk about now, broski. That's why I said 8.
He just was going to call when you felt like it?
We'll call when you feel like it.
We're running a show around here.
You getting docked the draft. You're getting a draft penalty for not following the
All right, bro.
Are you good? Is that cool? 8 o'clock? We're going to talk some Madden?
Oh, yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
So I guess 7 o'clock your time since you're in Memphis, right? Are you in Memphis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You know the kids call it Funky Town, right?
But yeah, I call it back.
All right, 7 o'clock, brother, your time. All right, brother, thank you.
All right.
That's BKP, a Compete Forever champion, calling in early. We like that. Nothing wrong with calling in early.
They anxious now. First, we had to pull them in there. First, they was doing they Marshawn Lynch. Now they're early. I like it.
Hey,
I
man.
like it.
Hey, the Grim Reaper, Coach K, in that Discord, man, swinging that axe. Like, all right, who wants it next? I got something for you. All right, speaking of something for you, let's go to, I was going to bring this up with Shay, but I want to save it for us. I wanted to get him out here. I could tell he was, probably running around. Didn't want to take him too long. North Syndergaard being sued by a landlord in Manhattan. Now, I love Thor. Of course, he's out this season with the Tommy John surgery, leasing a nice little Manhattan pad, by the way, $27,000 a month from March 20th and through November 30th. So it's going to be about 6-7 months that he's being sued for $250,000. You know, it did on Twitter. He came right back and was like, "Bro, I tried to handle this quietly. I was going to give you like 50K. I just had Tommy John surgery, dude. There's a pandemic going on. Don't know if you've heard about it. It's called coronavirus. What the hell, dude? All right, pal. I'll see you in court." Loved it, by the way. Your thoughts on Thor
Loved it.
clapping back at dude?
Loved it. And
Okay, pal.
you knew he was he wanted to smoke when he said, he started his tweet with, "So let me get this straight."
Let me
You
get this
know, you know when somebody's like, "So let me get this straight," you know that they've added up the facts and they know they're right. So
Let me understand this real quick. Let me make sure I got this right. That's what he was basically
and
saying.
and look, I know that there's the landlord's perspective that they're in a pandemic as well. But if he's willing to pay you $50,000, I don't know what the market value for the rent was, but if his
7,000,
money,
but that's basically he gave you 2 months rent.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Clap back, meet him in court, because a lot of times people do this for fans. So I feel strongly about, I mean, with athletes, people like to bully athletes and be like, "I'm going to tell the public about it." Like, you know, because everybody knows the athletes, we want to like keep everything calm. We want to handle things behind closed doors. I don't want any problems. And so I feel like there was a threat there. And he was like, "You know what? I tried to handle it privately. Let's get this smoke in court."
What'd you think about that smoke, man? That clap back from Thor. I freaking love.
I mean, I like it's moments like
on that tweet.
yeah, it's moments like that where like some our sports icons they become us. Like they become some, you know, they
Yeah.
become like looked at as regular people. Like, hey man, like, you know, just because I make a certain amount of money and I have a certain amount of celebrity and fame, like you're not just gonna treat me any kind of way. So it definitely I mean, like you say, the opening line kind of told you where he was going with it. So I mean, it definitely I think the landlord is gonna be pretty fine with whatever he gets at this point.
Yeah, and Noah's I think his agent or his attorney got involved in it as well. So look, I mean, if I'm Noah, I'm like, look, dude, I just had TJ. Like literally, like it can affect my daggone career. There's a pandemic going on.
Right.
Dude, beat it. Like you ain't getting nothing from
And
me.
I could
I'm
understand if
where
he
it
was
is.
really leaving him out high and dry. He was giving him well enough money to cover the 2 rents of the like he did the right thing. That's why he ended it with "See you in court, pal." And
Yeah.
I felt that to
You
my
felt
core. Like,
that pal. Like,
"See you in court, pal." Like I want that shirt. Like hashtag "See you in court, pal." Like
What if
that
he would have
was
said, "See you in court, buddy"?
or
Would have been.
listen, if he said buddy, pal, bro, I will accept any of those pronouns. I'm here for it. Okay. I'm
We'll
here
sit
for
back.
it.
hey,
I mean those nicknames, yeah.
I'm gonna be nice talking about New York landlords since I'm in New York. But
Hey,
I know I know how it works. So I'm
what,
not surprised like at
what was
all.
that back in 2008 during the Democratic sort of part of the presidential election, the rent too damn high party? Is that what it
Yeah.
was?
What happened?
There was like there was a guy running for the Democratic ticket. It was under the platform of the rent too damn high. Look it up. It's a true
Listen.
thing.
And then
That was
he
a part.
didn't win?
No, he didn't. He should have. I mean, we can all get behind that.
No,
Yeah,
y'all can't,
Damn
because he
high.
gave y'all what y'all wanted and nobody lied. He didn't win. Y'all don't want to get behind it.
Well, that's
Y'all like it expensive there.
I guess so.
Well, I don't. I mean, I'm fortunate, but I don't.
Are you looking it up? You're looking it up, aren't you? I thought you were looking
Look, you saw me.
Go ahead, because I don't want people to say, "Hey, it ain't fugazi." I'm not making it
Rent
up.
too high. I'm like,
Yeah.
why didn't this guy win?
Coach K, am I lying? Go ahead and jump in there, Coach K. Well, let us hear you. Don't shake your head. We can't see that. Gotta say something.
Bring that New York accent out here, Coach K.
Hey man, I gotta get out of the double triple mute to come back in. So
Yes, yeah.
no, that's true. The rent too damn high party and some of that. Some of the
Yeah.
older,
Wow.
Yeah.
older,
I think it was in the primary.
older
Yeah.
brother.
He
You
was
know,
in the Democratic primary. I believe it was
yeah, rent too
2008.
damn high. Look it
Yeah,
up.
it's a single political party primarily active in the state of New York.
Well, where else is it? Hold on.
Yeah.
Where else is this party at? LA? I mean, where else can you party like that?
It needs to be in
Hey,
every daggone corner.
everywhere.
Nah, the rent's not too high here. Like it can't. It's not for
Yeah.
everybody. It's not for
I
everybody.
mean,
Depends on
mainly
your
New York and
circumstances.
LA,
I was about
maybe
to say.
Miami,
I mean,
different spots.
I mean, you look on the East Coast. That's where the rent too damn high.
Yo,
East and West Coast.
obviously it's not high enough for a kindergarten because
Hey.
damn, $27,000. Oh my God.
I
Shoot.
know.
Well, Tom Brady.
It was like a 3-bedroom townhouse. Like it had a couple of terraces, but I'm like, 27. I need to. I mean, I think it was a pit, but I'm like, I need a pit. I need to be,
Listen, he never had a problem with the price. Y'all talk about the price. He never had a problem with the price. The problem was he never went there, so he didn't want to pay it. Like he was fine with that.
Wait. So did he sign a lease or not?
Yeah, and then he had surgery,
he had signed a lease, but then everything happened after he signed it.
Yeah,
so
but
that's why.
So then they could just take a security deposit. So maybe
there
that
was. That's pretty simple. It's pretty simple.
Oh.
Because he was being sued for $250,000. So that told me.
Extra.
Yeah, okay. See you in court, pal. That's why he said that. Because $250 is too much,
buddy.
Yeah.
Yep. See you in court, pal.
Syndergaard should have been like, man, there's rats up in there, man.
All right, let's keep it moving. Let's talk about University of Michigan. Their president, he came out recently in the last couple of days and said that, look, if there are no students on campus, there will be no football. And I'm like, sounds great, but if there's football around you, there will be football at Michigan. I don't care who's going to school there this year. So I thought that was odd. He did catch a little smoke for it. And look, he didn't want to talk about absolutes, but he did bring up a good point as well. He basically said, look, just because you guys are seeing this in the media and it sounds good doesn't mean we're so sure. So are we sure there will be football? And are we sure if there is football, Michigan will be playing it regardless of the circumstances on campus? OG.
Well, we know it's gonna be football in the South. And like,
know that.
So I mean, I think it's gonna be football. I mean, I still think the only thing that's questionable is like the fan perspective of it, but I believe it's gonna be football. I mean, Michigan can't be that scared of Ohio State. They're not. Don't want to
shots fired, Buckeyes.
to want to take a whole season off. I mean,
and then he said something about, look, there's no fans, then we got to play at a smaller stadium. We can't play at the University of Michigan. We got to go to another venue. And I'm like, what are you doing, dog? Like, but I mean, if you look at his background, he's like a physician. I don't know if he's an epidemiologist, but he's a physician. So I get it, and he's worried about certain things, and I completely respect that. Don't want to make light of that, but it's like, dude, if Ohio State and other teams in the Big Ten, which will start working out in the next 2 weeks, if they're going to work out and they're going to play, you are playing. There's no way you're not playing. Like, what, you're just going to not University of Michigan, you're going to let Minnesota and Illinois and Ohio State, Penn State, Indiana, Iowa, all those teams play, and you just sit it out. Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead, Renee.
Yeah, so the head coach of Michigan football, Lloyd Carr, said Michigan, MSU, Western Eastern, those guys want to play.
What? I don't know what you're reading. That's every time I hear that.
He's a former head coach.
Former head coach.
He did make a statement though.
But he made a statement, but it's funny that they mentioned it. He said in the statement, so you just said everything that the president's saying, right? So then he said, look, Michigan wants to play. Like, it's funny because he's speaking to the way it's funny is that he's speaking in third person. He's talking about Michigan, and the president's talking about Michigan, like, we need to be sure. And here comes the former coach, like, yeah, Michigan wants to play. Like, he just kind of just came in. So this is what is going on in all of sports, and that's why you have people standing on both sides of the line. You have the people, like I was on with Jamel Hill yesterday on live, and now she's a sports figure who just thinks sports are not coming back until you have a vaccine. Like she said it, she just, as a matter of fact. So you have people on like, there's a fence, like there's a real fence here in sports where you're going to play, we'll figure it out, or
that's what's called a debate. That's why it's called a debate.
This is the big debate, and it just go, and all we do on the debates is just talk about people's new quotes, but we still, no one, like you said, football is going to be in the South. You said that's a matter of fact. For everybody else, it's like people just don't know where to fall on the line.
Well, I do know this. The SEC will allow workouts a week from Monday, June the 8th. So that's 12 days away. So I'm just looking at it. I mean, I guess we are trying to project here. We're looking into the future, if you will. But I just don't see how there can't be football. Football is too big. Renee, I got married. I was supposed to get married in August of 2005. You know what happened in 2005, right? Down south. Hurricane Katrina.
Okay, yeah.
My wedding got pushed back 2 weeks. I'll never forget it. Wedding date was September the I did forget it just now. What happens when you get divorced? It was 2 weeks later.
That's probably why you got divorced.
No, that wasn't the reason. We have to talk about that another time. It was 2 weeks later. So instead of August 27th, maybe September the 13th or 17th.
Oh my goodness.
I forget the date.
Phone a friend.
But anyway, it was 2 weeks later. Anyway, it was in September. We had a few people that didn't show up because of college football. So when they say football, I mean, I should have led with this instead of going into personal stuff. Football is religion down south.
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
I mean, I think sports are going to come back just because people are going to figure out a way for sports to come back. The problem is like the guy, what was his name? Shay said, this is a union thing. So anytime a player or a particular coach or a particular president, once they say something, one person's opinion is just not going to be enough to shift anything. So that's why I don't care what the president said for Michigan. I think tomorrow that could change.
Sure. OG, your final thoughts on this? Michigan unsure about playing this year without the students on campus. That's going to be another fascinating dynamic. Like you've already got some schools that are saying, "Look, we're just going online," but then you look at the universities, schools, you're going to lose money that way. I know you want to be careful, and that's probably the right thing to do. But if students aren't on campus,
Yep.
I know me as a parent and a consumer, you're not getting top dollar for my kid to stay at home and do virtual learning. Sorry.
Right. I mean, I'm leaning with the
What
same
gives,
thing.
OG? I mean,
I'm leaning with the same thing that Renee said. I mean, he said that today, but tomorrow it can be a different tune. I mean, football. I mean, when you think of most colleges, I don't care the conference or anything like that. I mean, especially for Michigan, the first thing you think is football. Like, I mean, so.
It's a fine academic institution too.
Well, I definitely won't do that. But you think,
but you're right. It's the football that put them
like,
on the map. Exactly.
Of course.
So I mean, he's gonna get pushed by more than just his own thoughts. So I think at the end of the day, if the Big Ten is playing football, Michigan is playing football.
Oh, and I wanted to add one more thing. The reason that I thought that the old Michigan coach talking, a lot of times people get messages out that way. So when I see it as an athlete, the reason that I say it's almost speaking in third person is because, like, if I have my teammate Tiffany Hayes say something that's retired now, that's the way you get messages out. Like Michigan wants to play. That's the reason that he is on this platform. It's the first name you see when you start Googling about it. That's the same because the head coach doesn't really want to have to say stuff that goes opposing to the president. So this is how you go about things.
That's
absolutely.
A good point.
Lloyd Carr coached the great Tom Brady at Michigan.
So his word is heavy.
It's where, but he should have been starting Tom Brady the whole damn time too. Now that's a totally different story. Drew Henson and all that back and forth. Like God just went to 9 Super Bowls and you had him on your campus and you were putting him on a daggone string.
He played a baseball player.
Yeah, Drew Henson. Had a big arm, but it's like, okay, well, it's hindsight is 2020. So now I'm going to cut him some slack there. All right, let's move on. The governor in the great state of New York, where Coach K is at, and of course where Ivan Curtis is, came out. I believe it was yesterday, or maybe it was Monday. New York pro teams can return. He talked about it last week. He said it was going to be soon. He didn't waste any time. All New York pro teams can return. So that is definitely good news there. I like what Andrew Cuomo has been doing. I like how he's been out in front. I like how he's been communicating with all of us during this pandemic, and he's going about it the right way when it comes to opening things up, being pragmatic about it. So look, pro sports is important. They want to know where they're going to be. They want to know how the health will be, the health ramifications of the players and everyone else involved. So I think it's a great thing what Andrew Cuomo just did and open up all of New York sports. That gives us a glimmer of hope, another sign that we're getting or inching at least closer to sports. I think it's fascinating what Jamil Hill told you that she's like, guys, there ain't no sports until there's a vaccine. I've heard that from people as well. I don't know if I'm buying that though.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of money. I think people
put it this way, ESPN can't keep showing 1988 games.
Yeah.
Like
people don't get that. I know people are preaching money. I mean, health. But when these people are losing a lot of money, like I think that they will pay more money to make sure we're safe. So I think that what people are saying is not that like athletes are going to be thrown to the wolves. What they're saying is whatever we have to do to let these athletes train and get ready to play, whatever the price tag is, we're paying it. Like that's kind of how I see this stuff when they say they open it up, because it's not going to be cheap to open up anything. but it is going to be better than to not open it up at all. And when I say open up, I mean the league. So they're losing X amount of money every time that they're not playing a game or every time a game's not going on. They're going to figure out a way to try to recoup some of that money.
Absolutely. Your thoughts on this, OJ? New York sports, pro sports at least, open to return here in New York or
Um,
across the
I,
river.
well, yeah, I mean, New York, I mean, obviously is the hotbed for sports, but especially professional sports
A
and
hotbed
all.
for COVID too.
Well,
Was the
But
hotbed.
well,
also,
yeah.
look at the numbers recently. Their
Hey,
numbers
it's
are
declining.
sharply
It's
Yeah.
down,
declining. I
more
mean,
than anywhere
Yeah.
else.
that was a good one, though.
Yeah.
Because
but
that term hotbed, I was like, "Ooh."
but I like him. I mean, he's speaking not only for himself, but he's speaking for a large percentage of the people. I mean, he's saying work out the economics if you can. We want you up. We want people to be able to watch sports. I mean,
They said, no, look, no fans, so we're doing the
Yeah.
best we can. Listen to the local health experts.
yeah. So I mean, he's that like. I mean, he's not being over the top with it. I mean, I think he's like I say, he's speaking for the people, and obviously, I mean, he's gonna do whatever in his power to make it happen. I mean, but still with a sense of safety involved as well. I mean, like Renee said, I mean, she said it, jokingly off of what I said, but I mean, yeah, we were the epicenter
Yeah.
of the virus, and like I said, recently we're seeing a decline. So hopefully that continues and. Like I said, there's no fans or anything like that. So I think, like I said, if it's doable, it's going to happen.
Absolutely. And you look at the COVID numbers, we were the epicenter. The numbers, when they started really shooting up through the roof, it was because of New York and New Jersey's numbers. Now that we're in a decline, a lot of that can be contributed or attributed to New York and New Jersey. Our numbers are really coming down. So it's actually helped. It actually made the numbers worse at the beginning, and it's also helped flatten the curve on the back end because of our numbers now. So you're right, we're definitely the epicenter of coronavirus.
And they down there opening live and she hotbed
Oh,
down
listen,
in Atlanta.
it's turned up in Atlanta. They're twerking in Piedmont Park. But I'm gonna tell you right
Wow.
now, those numbers are like our numbers are actually declining. But I just real quick,
In
I
two
think it's
weeks, we'll
because
see
there's
about
a
that.
lot of people like me that even though they said it's open, I still haven't been out and about. So I think our numbers might be a little misleading in that aspect.
Yeah, you guys in the Lake of the Ozarks. Y'all see that? Whew. Well, we'll see. We'll check in with you guys in about 2 to 3 weeks and see where those numbers are at. Because there was no social distancing.
Woo! There was,
There's
I
no
mean,
social.
partying. I mean, that's what Atlanta does. Atlanta said we're gonna get back to what we do. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, we'll be in Atlanta coming up in July. We'll talk more about that
Hey.
in the future. The XFL, I thought they were done. Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Vince McMahon selling the company. Oliver North suing the company. Y'all had me for $20 million. It was a damn mess. Now they've got a line out the damn door trying to buy them, and not only that, with the thought that they will return in 2021 and they're going to be financially sound and the XFL, unlike other leagues, it's great for TV even without fans because they're already mic'd up.
I mean, this is interesting to me. Like they were almost down for the count.
They were definitely down. It was
You
a
know what
standing
I
eight.
mean?
Yeah.
Like
They were at
that's why I
nine and
put
a
it
half.
nicely. Yeah, I put it nicely. They was almost down for the count. All of a sudden, bankruptcy, selling it. There's a line out the door. I'm like, whoa, well, that escalated quickly.
20
So
potential buyers? Really? How'd y'all go from dead to 20 people?
yeah, and I saw who said that. Somebody said that. I like, you know how they just say that. Sometimes people, I know the media. Maybe they said that to attract more buyers because everybody wants
Sure.
what other people want. 20 buyers sounds like a lot. It could be, but I like to see the facts. So
It's
let's
probably
fact
three or
check it.
four, and there's probably 3 or 4, and they just
That would be my thought. 3 or 4. They're probably happy about those 3 or 4. 20. I need to know who's bidding. I want to know who's interested.
yeah. OG, your thoughts, man? XFL, will they be back next year after what just happened? They
I'm like,
canceled the
y'all.
season. It went bankrupt.
All of a sudden, they got hit with a dose of CPR, and it's coming back. I mean, and then they're also talking about changing some of the formats with it too as well. So, um, like you say, I mean, I think people now obviously are sitting back. They're looking at the overall scheme of things and trying to figure out, like, hey, it's more of a need for it. Like, I mean, considering how things go from this point on, because we still going through this time, and we have yet to know what the actual new normal is and will be. So I think a lot of people are going to look into investing in a lot of different things that they figure they can revive or renew and make more entertaining and utilize it more effectively to become more interesting to a lot of different people. I mean, the XFL was already doing, I think, a decent job at that, but I think people are now going to be way more creative in what they do.
And speaking of their creativity, that the onside kick now will be 4th and 15.
Yeah.
We talked, where they got the sky cam from the XFL. A lot of technology and innovation has come from the XFL, so that's why I think there's a chance that they could do it. They can be the one spring league that has a chance if they can just get out of their own way at times. But this time, it really wasn't their fault with the coronavirus. So we'll see about this. What do you
And
guys?
then you had some players move on from there to go to the
Absolutely.
NFL too.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that I thought where it had a chance at some staying
Good
power
point.
is a feeder is
Almost
it could
big
be a feeder to the
3-esque.
NFL.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely seen some of that. We saw PJ Walker. We saw some other guys that played in the NFL come down there or in that spring league and show out and do pretty well as well. So we'll see about the XFL. I'm hoping for it. Look, I mean, give me more football.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I watched that first week, and there was a lot of fanfare. We showed the highlights on SNY. It was nice to have a New York team here.
Yeah.
So
I'm
they got-
here for more players being able to play. So, like
Yeah.
a league that allows more players to play. Yes. And I found the source. So the league's investment bank, the Lujan Low Key. Now that's the name of the investment
You
bank.
say Wuhan?
I thought that's what she said too.
HOULIHAN. Haluhan Low Key. Their name is Haluhan Low Key.
Houlihan's is a sports bar. You go there and eat.
Oh, Houlihan Low Key said dozens.
Don't listen to me. I'll mess with
Nah,
you.
he messed
I'm
with
messing with you. Don't do that. Don't listen to me.
And I took it at face value.
I told you it was a sports bar. She said, yeah, so Houlihan.
I was like, so that must be how you pronounce it if that name's out there already. Houlihan Low Key indicated that dozens of prospective buyers have surfaced. So that's just the investment bank saying give me more money.
Dozens, okay.
Dozens.
I could see a handful,
quote.
maybe a few, but y'all going by dozens. Okay. Dozens means at least 2 dozen. That's 24. Hey, y'all got 24 to 35 people. But come on, stop playing.
Nah.
Let's not do that. We'll see
Okay.
about the XFL. Let's move on. Tyson versus Tyson. There's some talk about Tyson Fury, the current heavyweight champ, against the old heavyweight champ, Iron Mike, who, of course, he's named after. Maybe doing something, getting into the ring for a charitable purpose, something of that nature. Your thoughts? Would you like to see Tyson versus Tyson in any format? I would. Have you seen?
Did you see that video? What? Who wants to fight Mike Tyson? I don't like Fury's a little bit. So you know what? That's actually because I just realized, isn't he the one that was licking the blood off of Wilder and being?
Yeah.
So you know what? I think that this is a match that they need to have maybe in the octagon. We got you know what I mean? I feel like these two are a little bit off. They just, they're just a little bit shy. So maybe this might be the fight of the century.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Licking
No,
the blood and then the biting the ear.
Yeah, what?
I'd like to see it. Give me Tyson versus Holyfield too. There was some talk about that maybe being, look, they're both in their 50s. I don't want anybody getting hurt, but the way Tyson was training, look, it's still training. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not in the ring against anybody because nobody's hitting you back. It's like the old
But
saying,
still,
right? Anybody can be a champ until you get hit, you get punched in the face or whatever. So I still want to see Tyson do his thing. He looked good, man. Right, OG? What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I think Fury, he's
too
been
big.
boxing, yeah, as I think now,
But it wouldn't be serious. It'd be charitable. It'd be like an exhibition. Look, I tell you what.
celebrity death match.
Mike Tyson still got some thunder behind those punches now. He catch Fury.
I mean, but yeah, he gotta get. I like Fury's a good boxer. I mean,
Yeah, very
and
technical.
I think
too.
right, and I think Mike, yeah, he gotta get. He got to get up into him in order to be effective, and it's been a while. I mean, really, he looked impressive in the videos, but
It's almost like a
ring
height difference too. Spears like 6'9" and Tyson's like what 5'9", 5'10". I think 5'11".
It's almost like Soda Popimski and
Stop. You're going to Mike Tyson's punch out.
Wow. Octagon. Isn't it called the Octagon? What about that? Like the octagon.
Like
Let's not do
MMA?
boxing. Yeah, let's do something fun.
I just don't want to see Mike get beat to a vegetable or anything like that. I mean, because he ain't been boxing.
Well,
I mean,
didn't Muhammad Ali fight Lyle Alzado? Alzado, remember that they fought in Denver? The former football player. It was an exhibition. Yeah, they
that might.
did.
I
Yeah,
don't know nothing
Yeah, I
about
think.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure
they
they
did.
did. I think I
And
probably.
he went toe to toe with the heavyweight champ. Actually threw some punches pretty hard too. Yeah, so I mean, like there's a way where it's like, don't hurt him, but
Yeah, like make it fun. That's what I meant by.
I
That's
mean,
literally
people
what I meant by
definitely want to
celebrity
see it
deathmatch.
though.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
My
Rob,
thing is, I guess Fury can't
and
Fury
Rob,
can't like really
Yeah.
he can't unload on him. Like it's almost like Fury, you got to just take it. You can't
Like
hit
it needs to be an event, like you said, a charitable event where a COVID, like if y'all want to talk about it during COVID, do a COVID boxing match. All the proceeds go to something.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I'd like to see it. That's for sure. OG, last thought.
Nah, people want to see it. I mean, I can't lie. I mean, I'd watch it. So I mean,
Because that's going to be the question: will it sell on pay-per-view?
Yeah,
Because
it can
that's
have some-
the only
I'm
question that
I'm
needs
not
to.
buying it. I'll go to one of you guys' house. I ain't buying it.
I ain't. But I got it on Fire Stick. But
Yeah.
Just about to say, you said it first, OG. Yeah, who buys that stuff? But yeah, that's what they're asking. They're not asking, will it be a good fight? What's going to happen? They're putting again a filler. Would you guys be interested? Would you buy it?
I
this
think
would
would
be
be
the
good
perfect
until
time.
one of them really get hit. Like, cause I don't know if Mike's gonna play around. Mike hit him with one of them hooks. Fury gonna be like, all right, man, enough of this nonsense. Let me get
Gonna be like, and fight.
out here. You know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
I mean, as a boxing fan, I want to see it. I mean, and I'm talking about box for real. I mean, now the concerning side of me would rather see it not be so volatile or anything like that. But as a boxing, I mean, it has some entertainment value to it. I mean,
Sure.
because the more that video circulates, which is, I mean, it's been circulating for a while now, but people want to see what Mike.
Yeah. Absolutely. Good stuff. All right, we'll go to BKP here on the line first, but real quickly, get you guys' thoughts. Esports, the cheating scandal. You had Daniel Abbott. How do you say his name? I don't know.
I don't know. I was gonna wait for you to say it in copy. That's what they say.
Yeah, you just Apt. Yeah, so Daniel Apt. He was suspended. The Formula E driver. Cheating scandal over the weekend. Had a ringer sit in for him to race. He didn't really take it serious because he thought it wasn't up to the standards of what a real Formula One esports event should be. Did apologize. Had a lengthy video. I'm glad that he got it out to look. Instead of you guys just thinking that I had somebody cheat or I cheated and had someone just sit in for me, I didn't take the damn thing seriously.
Yeah.
That's why I did it. So at least we got a response. Make of it what you will. What do you think about this esports scandal that we're all dealing with here in esports? Ooh.
I know, right? We are esports. I think that he should have known better. I understand what he was saying because he said like the media just received it and basically immediately labeled him a cheater and all this and that. That's just what the media does. Like when you're a celebrity, the media does that. They don't ask Kim Kardashian permission about a story. So the media is going to run their stories, but somebody in his camp, like no one thought that was not a good idea. Like I don't care if I like didn't think that this was a very serious race. I would have probably been like, I'm not going to be in it rather than have somebody fill in for me. I don't know. I just think that optics, it just doesn't look good. So who, like, I think that's more his team. Like, is there no one on his team that was like, hey guys, this isn't a good idea?
Right. What do you think? I mean, suspended. It looks like Audi and some of those guys. He's out there.
Yeah,
he did apologize. Yeah.
Yeah, that was now. I mean, I was kind of with him in what he was saying. I'm not saying I'm validating it, but
Sure.
I just like the fact he was open about it.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't like trying to be sneaky or anything like that. But it's obviously when sponsors take things serious, you should be taking things serious too.
Pretty much.
I mean, so that's when everything got lost for me. I mean, once sponsors start pulling out, then that means you made an error. I mean,
and he said he stood by what he said. Like
that was
even
the thing.
after all of that, he said, and look, I still stand by my decision. So that was to me, like at a certain point, you gotta give the fake apology. Like everybody does, you just gotta just do it.
Yeah. So what do you think? You think he'll ever get another chance at in the Formula E series, the F1 series?
I mean, if
What
he
do you think
can
he's done?
if he can create revenue and interest, I think it'll always be room for a second chance. But I think a lot of people, like I said, when sponsors pull, if they don't want to back you or back any event that you're doing, then I think his chances
Trouble.
are slim with that.
What
I
do you
mean,
think, Renee? Go ahead.
I think that I agree with OG. So I was speaking to when you're an athlete, you just don't have that choice, or when you're in the public eye. But I agree that I think his video went over really well in a sense that he looked transparent, he looked authentic, he looked like he meant it and genuine. And so I think that in the long run will go a long way because people like even now, I believe in my heart that he wasn't trying to be sneaky. So if we know that, I think somebody will take a chance on him down the road.
I agree.
Agreed.
I definitely think he'll get
Agreed.
another shot. We'll see. We'll see how long he has to sit out. Maybe it'll just be this season, but I think he's definitely back. Hell, it wouldn't surprise me if he comes back sometime this season, but I think
Same.
definitely by next season. All right, let's go to the phone lines 877-853-5247. You're watching Esports Extra, only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports and esports here on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and Facebook Gaming. 877-853-5247. Meeting ID Esports Extra 377. 678-9872. Hit the pound button twice to join the show. All right, let's go to the phone lines. And I guess we'll bring in BKP first.
Yeah.
And talk about the Compete Forever season of 51 Madden League. And BKP, man, what's up down there in Funky Town? How you doing this year, bro?
Man, I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
Hanging in there, man. How's your record, man? What team are you playing with? And size up the competition, if you will.
Man, I'm going to keep it a book, man. I ain't gonna lie, at the beginning of the season, I was switching playbooks. I had a bad season for this season. I went 9-7. Very disappointed. I tried to pass a whole lot, find different playbooks, make the game fun.
Yep.
And it didn't turn out well for you, boy.
You went 9-7. What's your team?
That's a rough season right there.
Yeah, it's rough with the Bucks. I had a better season with the Jets, and they are a worse team than the Bucks. I'm like, bro, what the heck?
Oh my goodness.
So you're probably not going to make the playoffs? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm probably not going to make the playoffs. But it's all good, man. I'm going to bounce back next season, though.
I like that. I like that.
I got some cooked up new. So
I mean, you're still leading the division, and you still have a shot at the wild card. You know, you still
hopefully.
Yeah.
That's a bad division at 9-7. What else is going on in that division?
Man, you got Golden Glover and Assassin in there. Like them, they beat me both times with both of the games.
Dude, he's 9-7. The next guy behind him is 9-0. So he's got a chance. You tell him he's got a chance. Yeah, a small chance.
I mean, I got a little something.
No, you got no chance.
You need to be the spoiler now. That's what you got to do. I've been there. Last year, we didn't have a chance to make the playoffs, so we just had to be the spoiler team. You just try to beat the top dogs.
Yeah, basically. But I'm going to bounce back, though.
I think you got a wild card chance. I think you'll at least make wild card. You'll be fine.
Dude, you got two guys that are undefeated in your division. Dude, it's done. It's a wrap. What are you talking about, Coach K?
No,
hey, anything possible, man.
He can still get wild card. He can still get wild card.
He could. Possibly. He's not winning the division. But dude, with Golden Glover and Assassin, it's over, dude. You might get that second wild card. I doubt it. Yeah. Season 52.
Anything can happen.
We out here praying. Anything possible, man.
Anything can happen.
Anything is possible. Yeah.
My guy said he's out here praying. Okay.
Hey, Kev throwing out these confidence builders.
I know it. Well, speaking of confidence, I've got Renee Montgomery on the line. Renee, in this interview, the way only you can.
Listen, bro, where is your confidence at right now? Where is it at? Like, come on, buddy.
So I'm trying to fight it myself.
No, you said you was gonna keep it 100. I appreciate it because you did. Like you did. You gotta get it back.
That's why he's 9-7 right there. No confidence.
Hey,
he said he's trying to find it himself.
Hey, it's getting there. Like I said, preparing myself for the next season right now. So
okay.
Well, getting there is not there. You still got a ways to go, bro. If you were climbing a damn mountain with some Sherpas, you had base. You had the camp. You You ain't know what to give a damn.
Listen, this is not gonna be a roast fest. I like the short-term memory, but keep your confidence high. I don't like this confidence on a roller coaster stuff. Keep that high.
Oh, for sure. I got you.
Yeah, we're just having some fun. Now, BKB's a really good player. He's just messing around and trying to
I
figure
love
out
it.
some things with some stuff. So, with some teams. All right, bro. Well, 9-7. We'll see what happens with the wild card. Season 52 will be out here in the next couple of weeks, and we'll look forward to having you back talking on the draft, man. Hopefully, you get a good pick, dude.
Oh man, I'm praying. Hopefully I get number one. I already know who I'm taking if I get number one.
Who you got? Oh, it's a secret. All right, keep your little. I'm about to say if you don't want to tell us.
No, ain't no secret. Cause like at the end of the day, we both got the same sticks in there. We gotta face each other. But if I get number one pick, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Okay.
Chiefs, Niners, Ravens. Yep, same deal. All right, BKP, man. We really real talk, dude, man. Thank you, man, for engaging and being in the league, dude. You're good for what's going on. You are a prime example of what a Madden pro should look like, and we appreciate everything that you do. And that's real talk, bro.
I appreciate it. And thanks for having me.
All right,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Be safe down there in Funky Town, baby.
Hey.
It's 10,
All right, man. Y'all be blessed.
All right, man. Stay away
Yes,
from
sir.
Orange Mountain, though. All right, brother. Hey, go to Bartlett. Go to get away from Hollywood and Orange Mound. Go to Bartlett or Germantown, man. Stay away from Orange Mound, dog. All right, let's hang up on BKP. See, I can talk about that. I'm from Nashville. I know all about the 3-6 mafias, the 8.
That's why I let y'all have it. Some conversations you just gotta let people have it. Like you got it.
Yeah, I know what 8-ball MJG taught me. So
yeah. The roughest part of Tennessee is what? Orange Mound. There you go. All right, they said it. It must be true, right?
you're right.
I like that guy. He told me to be blessed multiple times. He talked about praying.
Well, no, he's God fearing. He's a man of God.
I could tell. I felt it through the phone, so I like that. I felt that connection.
That is real talk there. No joke, no cap. That is real talk with that. Want to go back to the phone lines? We got Black Phoenix on. Let's go ahead and bring in Black Phoenix. What time is it out there in Phoenix, baby?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Pretty good. What's up, Phoenix?
Good.
BP.
It's a long time, man. How y'all? Hey, hope y'all doing well, man. Y'all doing a good job on the show right now, man. Y'all doing great.
Hey, we appreciate
Thank
it,
you.
man. We got to get you back on, man. Once you're, once you got some time away from your real life duties.
He gonna have to sub in soon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hey, I get busy sometimes. I can't help it, but I'll let you know when things clear up. I apologize.
No, that's cool, dude. No, you're doing real work, man, being in the military. So we thank you for your service, kind sir. How's the season going for you? Which team do you have?
Got the Green Bay Packers 9-3. It's okay.
Uh-oh.
It's not bad.
Good.
So
Splendid.
we getting there. We're getting there. Should make the playoffs after finishing the rest of the 4 games. So, well, I'm excited for the playoffs and looking forward to see who I play in the playoffs.
After the season is done and the regular season, what will be your record? You're 9-3 now. You got 4 more games.
I'd probably say at best I finished.
No. I said, what will your record be? That's just a simple answer. It's whatever that
There's
record is.
no
What do you
gray areas,
Yeah.
Black Phoenix.
Fair enough.
Nice.
By the end of the season, it should be 13-3.
There you go.
Ooh, wait a minute. Did he just say he's running the table?
Hey.
9-3, end of the season 13-3. Keep that same energy, Black Phoenix. We need it here. We need it badly.
Thank you. I plan on it.
Okay.
So who's the competition for you, man, in the NFC? You got Assassin, he's undefeated down there. You got the defending champ, Golden Glover, just down there. He's in the trenches right now. He's in the shadows, man. 4-0. He's going to come out and do his thing, man. So what are you looking at in the National Football Conference? I mean, the National Football Conference.
Yeah, it should be Golden Glover. I mean, obviously he's a champ, so I definitely want my shot at him again. Didn't do so well last season, but I definitely want to have a better game plan for him next time. So I've been watching the film of what he did against BKP. And watching a couple other games that he did. So we gonna do.
Stop, dude.
Listen,
Stop.
if he was watching film, let the man say he was watching film. I have a
Exactly.
question. Do you
Is
think
that
you
true?
can beat Golden Glover?
Yeah, I definitely did. Definitely think I can.
I like that. I like that because we don't want a championship when somebody just gonna lay down. So I like that.
We saw somebody lay down last night. We're gonna get into that. We
Yeah,
saw
I was waiting on
lay
y'all.
down last night.
That's what I okay.
Pathetic. Black Phoenix. You said you're going to the playoffs. How do you feel about Golden Glover, man? Matching up.
Oh, he's tough. He's tough, but like I said, I think I got a shot at him. We're gonna come out and try to do our best defensive game plan against him. If we can get some stops, then we can win the game. Simple as that.
You were watching film. Is that a true story? Or are you just making stuff up?
Yes, I am. No, that's actually
no
a true
cap.
story.
Hey,
No cap.
Larry
No
knocking
cap.
knocking his preparation, man.
I'm gonna ask you again.
Hey, I don't get no credit.
I'm gonna ask you again. I'm gonna let you get out of this if you want.
Wait, what's
one more time?
Larry, they do that. They do
I know.
that.
I'm just messing.
Oh, I thought I was missing something. I'm gonna say I believe him.
No, I'm just messing with him. Of course, he's watching film.
I love it.
So when this is good. I like this path we're going down. So, what have you seen watching film? And you've seen what you watching film of Golden Glovers? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's mostly been him because obviously he's the number one target for me. So, been watching the film when BKP played against him. Watched that film when he's been streaming on Mixer and Twitch. I've been watching that film, seeing kind of tendencies that he likes to do. A little bit different from Regs than what he normally plays in salary cap. But once I feel like I got a good lock on him, then I feel like I can win.
Give us one thing that he does. What's one thing that you've sort of keyed on? Not to say it's the be all end all, but what's one thing that you've sort of seen like, okay, he's proficient in this area. This is what he likes.
What's his strength?
He's very good at using Christian McCaffrey in a variety of spots. Obviously, you can use him in the backfield, but he tends to use him in the slot receiver spot. And once he gets the ball, Christian McCaffrey has the ability to make guys miss in the open field. So I definitely just got to figure out ways to slow Christian McCaffrey down, and then the rest is just simple after that.
Good stuff. All right. Renee is going to wrap up this interview. Renee,
oh yeah, because I like where you're going with this. So I ask everybody just to get the temperature. I'm trying to check the pulse of this league. I found some problems, some holes. So I have one question to my buddy, my friend. Where is your confidence at right now, buddy? Like where are we at? Like in this point in the season, where's your confidence?
Super high right now.
Okay, say it with your chest though. I want to.
It's super high right now. We can win this. That's all I'm gonna say.
Super high?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where is super high? Is that 8, 9? Where are we at with super high?
9.5.
Oh. Okay, so we are going to dethrone the reigning champ high, right?
That's always the goal. Let's do it.
All right, so let me just show you what I mean. If you ask me where my confidence is at. You ask me, okay?
All right, Renee. I gotta ask you. Where's your confidence at right now? Tell me.
Where's my
your
confidence?
right
Oh my! When is the game? I'm ready to go. When is the game? Where's my? Don't ask me no crazy questions like that. My confidence stays on 100.
Yes.
Don't ask me no crazy questions like that no more. My confidence stays where it should be. Did you feel my energy there? I mean,
I hear it. I feel it. Dang.
All right. So when I ask, I want to see, like, you said, yeah, my confidence is at a 9.5. No, I want to hear it in your tone.
She was believable. Very
but that's all, So I'm the confidence person. I just keep it 100. That's what we got to do. Keep the confidence 100.
Word. I appreciate it.
All right, Black Phoenix, we appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you, man. Good luck, man. Your Packers are looking good, dude. Want to see you in the playoffs, man, and do your thing, dude, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you broadcasting and having some fun with us.
Yeah.
Giving us some pointers. Being in the league, dude. You're doing a lot of cool things, man. And it does not go unnoticed, my friend. We mean that.
Oh, appreciate it, man. No, appreciate Coach K for inviting me back into the league, man. And appreciate you guys for doing the show and promoting it. Hey, real quick, though, OG, 2 things for you, man. 1, Michigan ain't scared of Ohio State. We just haven't beaten y'all. We ain't that good against y'all.
No cap.
The second thing, though, on a more appreciative note, hey, shout out to OG and Larry for doing their OG 2 Cents podcast. That was a very good episode. Took a lot of nuggets away from it. So shout out to OG and Larry.
I love this.
Appreciate that.
He's going for friend of the show status at this point. Woo! I like that.
Larry definitely. He dropped so many nuggets in there. It was hard for me to get just one snippet to use from it.
Yeah.
A lot of people commented on that episode. So yeah, shout out to
Yeah, it was
Larry.
good.
Hey, Larry, laptop?
We got one more thing too. Sorry, one more thing. Hey,
No.
Renee,
What's
we gotta
up?
get you. We gotta get your 2K rating up, man. They did you dirty
Oh
on the
man,
2K
do you
rating.
see how they?
Hold on. What's her rating?
I hear that all the time. Do you know how often I hear that?
Her rating right now is a 77, which is disrespectful because when you use her on the game, she is cold-blooded. She can cash anything. I tried it.
But you know, I kind of like that though.
points.
You know what? Actually, let's keep me at a 77 and just let me be the silent, do my thing on the court. Actually, let's leave it where it's at, because if you know, you know.
What's the actual archittype? What's her archetype? Do you know that?
Slasher.
Right now,
and that's
they got
wrong.
her as she got her as a shooting playmaker right now.
Oh, I thought he said slasher. I'm about to say.
I'm making it up. Playmaking sharp.
Yeah, playmaking sharp. My bad. I don't know archetypes. My bad.
No, don't listen to me. I'm making stuff up, guys. I don't
It's
know.
not you.
Nah,
it's
but
us.
you're right though, Larry. You're right though.
Playmaking sharp. Wow.
Yeah, I was about to say, look at the 2K knowledge just oozing out.
I make stuff up, dude.
Larry Laptop knows his stuff, and I'm here for it.
No, I don't. Black Phoenix, man, appreciate it, brother. Be safe out there in Phoenix, dude, and we'll talk to you down the road, man. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah, I like it, Black Phoenix.
Hey,
thank you.
you.
Keep it 100, baby.
100. Speaking of 100,
Appreciate y'all.
we about all right, good stuff, man. We about to keep it a buck.
Oh, what's that?
Literally, keep it a buck, because we're gonna be talking about the Bucks in the NBA 2K League. What in the hell happened last night? What was that?
I mean,
The floor is yours.
let's say the best for last. It was
that's the headline. That's the lead.
Well, I mean, Mama, I'm that man was definitely that man last night, and you know he hurt some hearts, and you know it was a great thing to see him having a great game, but it was a bad look from a competitor standpoint. You play the game, like you play the game. Nobody wants to be that team that gives up to a record to anybody or of any sort.
Never.
But if that happens to be you that night, you know, you just compete to the end. If you didn't want it to be you, then that started from the tip. And that's solely how I look. You know, I'm old school. I coached old school. I coached old school when I was coaching physically. So it was like, if you don't want to be that team to give up anything, then don't be that team. And and that was the thing. I mean, it was a great moment. I think it could have been a greater moment for our league, not only for Mama, but you know his team, the organization, and I just think all involved could have catapulted a lot of different things for our league. I mean, and to see the way it finished. I mean, of course, people have their thoughts, but like I said, I'm old school. You play to the end. I say, if have some pride, like you know, it goes even with football. Like if you don't want to see somebody dancing in the end zone, then don't let them get in there.
Don't let them score.
Yeah, don't let. So that's how I looked at it. I still made a lot of it. He's, you know, the second all-time leading scorer and for most points in a game. You know, they went on to win that series. It was a tough one. I mean, they pulled out.
That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, that's
was a blowout, and it still went 3 games.
Well, this was
the
the
Bucks
thing.
did play, I guess, the last 2 games, huh?
Yeah, and see, this was the thing. I said the unique part about this, and Larry, you know, from being in the league, the first, like if it was a 1-game scenario, yeah, you know, that's it. But now with our current format, you have to win a series, a best out of 3. So even though like you could have played it out to the end in the first game and then be ready to compete the next 2 and try to get it. So I thought it was a situation where it could have been played out different. But yeah, he went on to score 77, had 46 at halftime.
30 in the first quarter, right?
Yeah, so it was
120.
And see, this was the thing. If you know anything about watching our league and watching the games, it was. I mean, it was just one of those nights. Like, I mean, they were playing great team defense. He got out on the break, got a lot of easy buckets, but he also knocked down his shots. It was a point in the game where he was like 22 for 23, and he was perfect from the 3-point. Like, it was just one of those nights in sports that it was just his night. And the Bucks bounced back in game 2. They have a rookie point guard in Reg, who was playing well in game 2 and 3, because game 3 went down to the last minute. I mean, so it still ended up being a good series. It just it left a sour taste in a lot of people who were watching. Then also to magnify it was on ESPN too. So it's like, here it is. We have a chance to showcase our league, some of the best players in the game, and to have it not play out thoroughly in that first game where I really felt like he was going to get the record. There was no way. Like, they started holding the ball in the fourth quarter, and it was still 5 minutes. Like, it's only 6-minute quarters, but I mean, he definitely would have scored. 84 is the record.
So Authentic African I thought he had 86, but it was 84. 84 in 2018 with the Grizz game.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, in that game, I do believe overtime was involved in that. Now this game, I mean, I'll fact check in it, but I believe it was overtime involved in that game. But this, 77 in regulation.
That's different.
Yeah,
that's different.
Basically, yeah.
That's different.
A lot of people were saying, in my eyes, he scored 98 last night. So I think Fab said that from Celtics crossover. But like I said, it still ended up now. He finished. Great series. They move on to 3-0. So in Reg in that series, the opposing point guard, he averaged 26 and 11 for the series.
We got some pictures if you want to show those, Coach K, from last night.
Yeah, and I have
from his performance last night.
So for me, as a competitor, and like, I don't play on the sticks like they say, but as a competitor, so if somebody, just yesterday, Fox Sports North replayed a game that when I was on Minnesota, we won by 59 points. We won against the Indiana Fever. Mm-hmm. The reason I know that is because I had media requests, because I had 20 points that game, but I don't even remember that. The thing I remember about that game was like being impressed that Indiana played until the end. We won by 59 points. It was a record breaking. It was one of those games where literally our team, we had a stacked team in Minnesota at the time, and everybody on the roster is like a coach's dream where all pieces are clicking at the same time. So we had one of those games. But the reason that game was so special is that Indiana played until the end. Like, our plays, the shots we were making almost looked like highlight reels because the defense was good. You don't get highlight reels if the defense just stands there and lets you do something. It would have been boring, but that game was crazy because of the fact that Indiana competed till the finish. We didn't want to play. No one ever wants to play Indiana because of that. So even if you don't have the best team, I don't know. I'm just never for the giving up.
Well, this is the other aspect of it, Renee. It's like it took for him to get 77 for it to be a problem. Like, I mean, the double and triple teams.
When he's kicking you for 30 in the first quarter.
Oh yeah, we're trapping every pick and roll. I'm gonna tell you right now, we're trapping at half court. Whether or not, I don't care. We gonna get the ball at your hands.
I mean, the fact of the matter. I mean, whether you're a player or a coach, but even more so as coaching, is like, the name of the game is to make somebody else beat you. It's not, you don't go out every night letting the stars do all
literally
the
name is compete forever for over here. So we not with the not lay down games. Like, I was appalled when I saw that in our group chat, which this is the same group chat that we're not supposed to be talking about that kind of stuff, but it came through in the group chat yesterday, and I should have went to the Discord. I'm going to the Discord. Meet me at the Discord, okay?
Yeah, that
don't meet her at the London, meet her at the Discord. Okay?
Meet me at the Discord.
But finishing off about that series, Mama averaged 50 for the series. 8.3 assists was impressive. The score for him scoring that amount of points. I believe he scored. Obviously he scored 77 the first game. Then he came back, I think, and scored like 36 and 42. So it was just that type of night.
And shouts to Mama, there goes that man, because
Mama,
sometimes
I'm that man.
Mama, I'm that man. Shouts to you. Put on a show every time. Like, that's not your job to, to lessen your light. Like, I love it. Like, try to get 80 next time. Try to get 90 every time. Like, I don't go at people's heads.
He scored 31 points in a quarter.
Like, who does that? Who does that?
Yeah, so I mean, it was an impressive night. I mean, like I said, they ended up they got the dub. I wanted to give a shout out to him because if you go to point3basketball.com, you can use his code, thatman30, and get 30% off
That's cool.
believe of anything
Yeah,
anything
absolutely.
on the website except for basketball.
We
So they
reached
have
out. Go ahead.
So they have
Go ahead.
all kind of apparel that you can get, and I'm definitely gonna purchase some, but I definitely want to give him a shout out for that.
Yeah,
Definitely go cop.
we reached out to Cameron and those guys out there with the B5 Portland Trailblazers, Blazer 5 Gaming. So hopefully we can try to get them on the show here soon. I also reached out to Shane as well to get Kenny Got Work on, who's who would win the MVP right now between him and Mama?
Hey,
That's a
the
close one,
funny
huh?
thing, it was a tweet that went out where you said after Mama's performance, we know who's getting Player of the Week. You kind of
he said of the week.
Yeah, but no, it's definitely obviously Raptors Uprising has played more games. But I think it'd be neck and neck. I mean, they've
Sure.
been solid at the point guard position and on both ends. So it's been beautiful to watch. Moving right along, Cavs Legion defeated Magic Gaming.
We showed that. Yeah, Larry had a pretty good game too.
Larry averaged 16, 15, and 3 blocks for the series. T-Wolves Gaming is back at it. Bear the Beast averaged almost 27 points, 8 assists as they knocked off Mavs Gaming to move to 4-1. Mavs Gaming is 4-2, which is our opponent on Friday night.
Okay.
Oh, you got dimes, huh?
Yeah. And my brother LT, Hornets Venom, they're staying rolling as a new franchise to the league, expansion team. They defeated Knicks Gaming. Zay, he averaged 25 points, 2.5 steals. Tight averaged almost a triple-double with almost 13 points, 15 rebounds, 9.5 assists. And that's from their front court. Zay is a power forward. And Type is the center. So they did a lot of damage in the front court. Hornets Venom, they play aggressive style of defense. Their power forwards and center is very active on both ends. So not surprised at the productivity that they brought. Closing that out for me, like I said, we open up Friday. Against Mavs GG. We had an announcement earlier today. Chess, Corey Taylor from Detroit, Michigan is one of our, he's our replacement player for Rando, who was suspended from the league this year.
I'm going to need you to get your team together, okay?
Yeah. And now we have a full roster. Our guys are intact.
He's on the team for the rest of the year. Okay.
Yes.
Well, he's not replacement. He's there. Right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he's permanent now. Well, he's the replacement player for the player that they don't have.
Right.
Okay. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure the guys are anxious. Our organization is, I'm sure, more than ready for us to get out and compete on the virtual court, as well as our sponsors. So I'm definitely excited. 7 p.m. I do believe I want to give a shout out to the league and the ESPN relationship. They picked up more days. Actually, I believe this week, we're airing 3 days on
That's
ESPN
big.
too. So obviously, I think they like what they're seeing, and we're doing something right. And not to mention on Twitch, they have the new command center where you can actually watch multiple games now. So the league is moving in the right direction. The pandemic has made us step our game up and search down some different avenues, and I'm excited about it, as well as everybody who's involved should be.
Good stuff. NBA 2K League. Yep, we'll talk more about it tomorrow with whatever happens tonight as well. Any final thoughts, guys? We went over a little heavy today, but it's 8:30, past 8:30. We got to get you out of here, Renee, because you're expensive.
Yeah, but you know what? We got some gorditas on the way, so now you got a little bit of leeway now with me, okay?
Yeah, we'll put a little
slack.
chalupa.
Yeah, you got a little slack.
Put some guac,
Yeah, you talked about some sour cream and guac in the chat. That's the things we should talk about in the chat. You talked about that stuff, and it was, you're fine. 8:30, fine by me.
Good,
okay.
good.
I got time.
Get out of here. Real quickly, once again, Compete Forever on the Black News Channel. It'll be next Saturday and Sunday, June 6th and 7th. June 6th, would be the Albany Capital Center Classic, June the 6th, 11 a.m., 6 p.m. as well, Eastern Time. And then Sunday, June the 7th, the Albany Capital Center Classic, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern time. You'll see that. It'll be myself, Bart Scott. Can't wait on the call, and 6 really good competitors getting down, playing for $2,000. So we'll see who wins that. It'll be airing live on June the 6th and the 7th on Black News Channel, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern on both days. Thanks to our new TV partners, Black News Channel, for the agreement and the licensing deal. So we look forward to working with them, and we got to get them 3 more events to fill out the rest of June and into July. So we'll be working on that this week and the next week.
Great
So,
problems to have.
yeah, we got to get it to them. Yep, got to get it to them. You funny.
She sounds so motherly when she says,
I know.
Just
But
great
and you know what?
problems to
It's
have.
right. She's right. She's right.
Like, I know it's a problem, but look, these are problems that we should gladly work out.
Coach K and I, we talk about this all the time. Sometimes we feel like we're stretched thin, but it's like, hey, these are good problems to have.
Great problems.
Great problems to have. So we want to thank all of the viewers out there watching on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and Facebook. For Coach K, Kevin Mamuzet back there pushing all the right buttons. Renee Montgomery, and also Ivan Curtis. OG. I'm Larry Ridley. Put it up for the 2-time. There she go. Yep. Renee Montgomery. I'm Larry Ridley. Ivan Curtis. We'll see you guys tomorrow, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, right here. Esports Extra. Take care. Have a good night.